Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we would be discussing about the ways we can update the Cucumber tags at runtime. Cucumber is the leading BDD tool available in the market right now, and most of the agile projects use Cucumber. BDD is business driven development wherein the test cases would be written in a text format, and people mostly use Junit runners to run the Cucumber test. It also gives a good report at the end of the execution. Let us see an example of a Cucumber feature. So this is how a feature will look like. There would be a feature and a description about the feature, and inside a feature there can be multiple scenarios which would be of steps like given, when and then. The advantage Cucumber provides is it gives us multiple tags. These tags are user defined tags and you can have any number of tags. So when you run your test cases, you can run the same features or test cases multiple times with different tags. So for example, in this test, I want to run this test with multiple devices. So I would have separate runners for all these different devices. Let's say one runner would be there for iPhone, one runner would be there for Galaxy S4. So this way the same test with multiple sets of test data we can run. Here is a sample runner class. So if you can see, this is a runner class, and here there would be a tag where you mention iPhone. So all the feature files which are having iPhone would be run using this. And by default, the @runWith annotation you will be giving cucumber.class. Here we are going to change it and use our own custom Cucumber to change the features. So as you can see, this is based on the tags which will change. So for example, Samsung, it would be different. Now let us discuss the scenarios where we really would need to update the tags at runtime. So for example, as you can see in our example, we have multiple devices types and we are running all our test suits. Let's say we have 1,000 suit, but suddenly there was a requirement where we have to subgroup our test cases so that we only run a particular set of them, let's say, and we are planning to add smoke to all those test cases. So that would be an easy step to find all the features which we need and just add the smoke. But the real problem will come is you will need to have now the same number of runners with another tag called @smoke. So that would be a difficult task. For example, let's say we have 5 runners right now. For smoke, again we will have another 5 more set of tests. So for those kind of scenarios, we can add at runtime this @smoke to all our runner classes. So based on our scenarios, it will only add. Another use case would be to update the values of the tag at runtime. In our example, we are giving the test data as an annotation, and there are some cases where we want to change the test data at runtime. So basically what we do is we iterate through all the feature files, remove all the existing test data tags and add our own new test tags. These options are provided because we are customizing the Cucumber runner. So to add a new tag to the runner, this is the option we are using. So runner options.get filter. Inside the runner, whenever you want to get it, it's a get filter and add. In the same way, you can customize the features also. So you can make sure like you add new tags to the feature level. So this is how you do add a new feature. This code would be provided in the GitHub, and the same way you can remove tags at the scenario level as well as at the feature level. So these are the two ways to remove the tags. Now let us see our example. So in our example, as I told, we are modifying our Cucumber runner, the default Cucumber runner, and we are adding 3 new methods. One is to remove the feature, and another would be to add runner, and the third one is to add feature tags. So all these methods, as you have seen the syntax previously, would be modifying the existing features at the runtime. So the code would be shared in GitHub. So here if you can see, we are adding the runner tag. Here you are removing the feature tag, and here you are adding the feature tag. So these values would be updated based on some system property we specify when we are running a test. So for example, let's say you change dynamic feature.tag.add at runtime, those values would be changed. Now coming to our runners, it's a plain runner, so it will only run all the tests with A. Same way we have runners which will run with B and as well as C. And for the test purpose, we have 10 sets of features. They are all same features but with different sets of tags. And we have a POM file which will be used to run our test. So first test we would be running is to run the whole set of tests. So we are using Maven to run our test cases. And as you can see, all the test cases are run, and a total of 48 test cases have run. So all the test cases which has at C or at B, all those different runners ran their own test cases, and a total of 48 tests ran. Now let us say, like we discussed, in some of the features we have added a @smoke tag. For example, here there is a @smoke tag, but if you see here, there is no. So only the test cases which has smoke, we want to run them. So what we can do in those cases is, see, you can send a system property dynamic.runner.tag.add. That can be any property name I have given in this way, and send this tag. So what will happen is, it will add that tag to the runners so that only those tests will run. Yes. See, right now the total number of test cases are just 24, and if you can see, only the tests which has smoke, they are run. Now the third scenario which we wanted to discuss is where we remove a tag at runtime and add a new tag. For example, here we are already giving at ID. Let's say this is our test data 121. So I want to remove this 121 at runtime and replace it with my value. So for example 007. So we can use -d dynamic feature.tag.add. So it will add this tag to every place, and this is to remove. So for removing, we are just checking contains. So whatever is it, after that it will be removed. So as you can see, the test has started running, and if you see, only the smoke tests are run, and here all the ID values are replaced. So this is just an example to show how you can use. It's a very powerful feature, and you can use it in multiple ways and based on your needs. And when you use it, you get an option to change all your tags at runtime rather than creating new runners or creating multiple features. So this is, you have a set of features and runners, you change their values at runtime. Now let us conclude our learning. So it is very easy to change these tags at runtime, and consider this as an option rather than adding multiple runners or multiple features. This code is already hosted in GitHub. I hope you guys got an idea. See you in the next one.